there. I just wanted to show you another way of making creatures from wellies. We've in some other videos we've talked about making birds and wingspans and using two wellies to create a creature. But I also wanted you to think about how you could use your wellie this way round to be the body of an animal sitting down. So if you imagine that's the front, and he could have a pair of legs at the front, and then his back legs could be folded down, so he was sitting in that sitting position like a dog would do. And if that was the case and you wanted to create an animal like that, then what you would do is you would use this part of the wellie to cut the ears at the back of his head. So I was just going to show you how I made the rabbit, which I did it using this method. So I thought about how I'd want his ears to be sticking up. So I want the top of the wellie to be the top of his ears. So a rabbit's ears aren't quite right next to each other, they're separated a little bit. So rather than cut the ears right next to each other, I wanted to leave a little section in the middle, which I'll show you. So if I take a little cut down the front of this wellie, which is going to be the back of the rabbit's head. Let me just show you. There we go. I've left a little section. That's going to be the separating part for his ears. So that'll be the sort of top of his head. And then I think what I'll do now is I will actually make the ear shape. Now a rabbit's got nice sticky up ears, so that's quite an easy shape to make. So I'm just going to take a pointy bit and make two ears. Let's see if I can show you that. So there we go, one ear, two ears. So far I've made 3 cuts in my wellie. So you can see, well actually it's 4 cuts because I made 2 to make this middle section. And then I've left 2 bits for ears. Now, that then becomes, now in the wellie, the rabbit I made before, there was a bigger wellie and this bit was really easy to fold down. Because this is a smaller wellie, it's actually a little bit stiffer. So in order to create the rabbit's face, I might not be able to fold it in the way that I did with the one I made before. Because the one I made before, I folded this section inside and literally just tucked it inside to make the front of the rabbit's face. Because this one's a bit trickier to fold, I might need to make a couple of extra cuts just to make it easier to fold in. So I'm leaving the ears as they are, and then so I've now got this bit. Now to make that easier to fold in, what I really need to do is make a cut along here a bit. So I'm going to try that. I'm not sure how this will work out, but it's always a good idea just to make a little bit of a cut. Probably have to do it on both sides just to experiment and see if that makes it easier to fold in. So what you can see I've done is I've just made an extra cut there. Now that might just give me the flexibility to fold that in a bit better. And it does fold in a little bit more easily. So I can now fold that in a bit better. I've still got some ears here. And I might find it's still quite tricky to fold that down. And if that is the case, then all you need to do is cut a bit off probably. But actually I've managed to fold that in okay. He's got a bit of a sticky out cheeks, but that's okay. So now you can see he's got very sticky out cheeks, this one. He might need to be cut down a bit more. And if that back piece that I've got there flaps across, I can bring that down, and that can form the bit that comes down to make his nose. So you can sort of see it looks a bit like a rabbit already, maybe not so much from the side, but if you place it in the garden this way, then it looks like a rabbit sitting down. Or you can make any other animal that you like. You might want to invent an animal. But if you make sure you can use a Sharpie pen on wellies, so you could draw on some eyes, or you could paint him. If you want to paint him, you have to probably use acrylic paints. Acrylic paints work really well, and if they're a bit see-through to start with, just leave it to dry and come back the next day and go on top and it will stick nicely. And if you're struggling to tape things down, then you can get someone to help you with maybe a little drawing pin or even a little screw, because that holds things down nicely. But just have fun, see what you can create. Make sure it's an old wellie and not one that still fits you. But if you haven't got any old wellies and you still want to have a bit of creative fun, then just get some paints out, maybe make a little pattern on your wellies. Because, you know, if it's no good, then it'll just come off in the rain and you can try it again. But anyway, have a good time and see what you can come up with, and post some pictures of what you create. Bye for now.